So this will show more of the convenience of having a full self-driving car, especially if you're busy with tasks to do. It works extremely well. This is the full view, and he always checks both sides to see if there are cars coming. It's activated. And with this new feature that they updated most recently, they have better visibility on cars that are crossing the road, especially in the highway, looking at traffic lights. This new FSD version has all of that. It reads traffic lights as well. If it was red, it stops on red lights. Yield, and it's extremely smart. If there's a bicycle going by on the side, it always watches out for it if it's crossing the road. So we traveled to New York a couple of times. And for a 6-hour trip, I only had to touch the steering wheel only a few times so it doesn't beep. But overall, throughout the trip, we barely have to touch or do anything. You know, it goes through tows, and it's gotten much more advanced as well. Here you can control the speed. So you got the speed limit. The speed limit here is 40. It's gonna take the highway later, so that's why it's deciding to change lanes here. The speed limit here is 55 now, and you can control how much you want to set your speed limit over the actual speed limit. So how much faster you want the car to go. So it takes off. The difference between the FSD Enhanced Autopilot and the standard one is that the full FSD, it drives on city streets, so it can actually read traffic lights, get the ramp, go to the highway, do everything. So drive everywhere pretty much. The standard Autopilot does not drive on city streets, but it drives on the highway. And it's quite a smooth ride for the way it is. So I'm not sure what this guy is doing right here. And there's a car right next to me, which let's see what he's gonna do. Yeah, he's gonna change. It was quite something. The car was stopped in the middle of the road. So now it also passes the car, whereas standard Autopilot does not pass the car. If it's going way under the speed limit, the car in front of us, then it's always going to pass. And if there is a car coming behind us and we're on the left lane, then it tends to give the right way, so it tends to turn right. So right now we have a car behind us. And if we're at 80 miles per hour, it's gonna let the guy behind us pass. So it actually normally tends to give the way to the guy behind us. This is extremely convenient, especially if you're working. Technically, you're not working and driving, but if whatever tasks you have to do, of course, always paying attention to the road, but you barely have to touch the steering wheel with the device at least. And you can really save time having this feature. The only downside on this is that it remains on the left lane if there are no cars behind us that wants to pass. So instead of it going to the middle lane for cruising, it always stays here unless there's a car wanting to pass. But what I can do is manually hit the turning signal, and it's gonna do it for me. If I want to go lower than 80 miles per hour here, I can decrease the speed. Now set for 75. So we'll go back to 80. and you have options. You have a few settings here as far as options goes. How fast do you want to go over the speed limit? So I set for 15% faster. They also have the smart summons mode, where if you're in a parking lot, you can open your phone app and the car will drive to pick you up in the parking lot. So this is a pretty incredible feature. It works incredibly well with the latest update, and I'll show this particular video of the summons mode of the car coming pick you up on one of the videos. So that's it. We have a long trip ahead of us, and it's gonna be a smooth ride.
You won't have to touch the steering wheel.
Not at all. Valeu.